But I will tell you, Clarendon, I believe. I'm just going to tell you, Clarendon's my pick to win the district this year.
Oh, man,
Yep.
really?
Going out on the limb, but yeah.
I will. Well, hang on.
Yeah.
We got to bet. I'll bet you a man. So you would take Clarendon over Wellington?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
so you think Clarendon's going to beat Wellington?
I think you're going to see Lyric Smith, their running back. He's had to share carries the last couple of years. But if you ask me one person on that entire football team that impressed me,
he's better than Jamari.
I think he is. I think he is, and I think you're going to see him absolutely explode this year. And so, and plus they've got other skilled players. They've got good players, and they've got size and a good pro. So anyway, that's my pick. So what are we going to bet? What are we going to bet?
Oh man, we're betting an all-subs burrito. I will bet you an all-subs burrito that Wellington beats Clarendon. Because I see this every year. So you see Landon Hack, and he's at Panhandle, prolific quarterback, crazy good. I think before he played Wellington, he had 9 touchdowns, something absurd. And Wellington just goes out there and they shut people down. And it's hard for me to bet against them until they prove me otherwise. And so
they're gonna have to. Clarendon fires on all cylinders. Their quarterback, goodness. Howard.
Yeah.
How can I forget Howard? Right.
Yeah, there you go. That's his nephew, by the way, that he didn't remember.
yeah, I don't know who, but I think he was a decent passer last year. So they're not a one-dimensional football team, and I think you can't be one-dimensional with Wellington because they'll find that dimension and shut it down.
And what you're saying makes sense. They got athletes. When you look at film and you look at it on paper, you go, Clarendon's got a shot, and especially Lyric Smith. But it's, man,
I know until somebody does it.
Yeah,
it's got to be Wellington. I mean,
right.
But I think maybe Clarendon is the team to do that this year.
All right. Welcome to Irish Nation. This is episode 9 already, and I am your host, Cade Carpenter, and I am in the studio with the man of the cloth, Mr. Mark Howard himself. Oh man, what do you got? Something over there, or what?
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Did you say something?
No, I
okay.
So
yeah, go ahead with what you're doing.
Okay, yeah, no, there's actually 2 of those in there if you wanted to. I got two of them.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's usually about what I eat. 2 of them. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
If you're hungry, are you hungry?
Yeah, actually I would.
I went down to one of the little kiddie rooms, and I got you a little snack from the kiddie room.
Oh.
It's right down there by you.
Some golden graham crackers. Terrific. That's good.
Yeah, that'll be good for you.
Are you gonna eat any of your taco sauce, or
you want some taco sauce in your graham cracker?
I figure just mind over matter. I can picture this as a burrito and go with it and see.
Well,
shouldn't be that hard.
It was kind of hard.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Well, that was delicious.
I'm sure it is. I heard Teresa was cooking later tonight, but so I figure 2 burritos would probably be a bit of a. Oh, that's bad.
That is satisfying.
Yeah, that's. Oh man, yeah.
I'm gonna save some of that for a little bit later.
I thought you just said you were hungry.
Well, victory just gets sweeter and sweeter.
Yeah,
delayed gratification.
Yeah, burritos are kind of hot and nice though.
They're delicious.
Well,
what were you talking about a while ago?
So, in case you missed it, Mark made the call of the century. He's pretty good with predictions, and he predicted at the beginning of the year, that Clarendon would beat Wellington, and I thought he was crazy. And then, here's the crazy part. They start out 0-3. I give you an opportunity to backtrack, and you stick with it and go with it. And I didn't think that was, but I mean, Clarendon with a huge upset win. Saddest thing about it was the burritos I didn't get that I really thought I would have. But that was not the only game that went down Friday night. There was also another game that went down at El Paso Field between the Shamrock Fighting Irish and the Memphis Cyclones.
There they are.
Where Shamrock got the win 44-2. A great dominant win. Mm-hmm. But as much as we like to talk about it, and we will, first we're going to show you some highlights starting right now.
Yeah. Try to tell you you ain't ready. Have you ever seen a man not afraid to die? Gave his life for a dream. Born hustler, so the game conceived. A cage beast, but now I'm free. How can you blame me? I was born for this, the game chose me. Now I've been training for this my whole life. Carpe diem, seize the moment, right. We gon' turn up and rock plenty ice. This is our time, yeah, I'm about that life. I'm a street dude, teach dudes to think quicker. Would take over the world, but so I dream bigger. Never satisfied, I'm trying to be richer. And pour out a little bit for those who ain't with us. Ready. I don't get ready, I stay ready. Cause the consequences is heavy. My man D said it, we'll never quit. Even though the thing's heavy, we push like a 7-7 Chevy. Boy, ready. My whole clique since 06 was on the bottom, now we running this. Grind hard when the load gets heavy. The money was slow, but now it's steady. You boys is not. You boys don't want it with us, so stop lying. Show me a dude can, I show you a boy dying. I ain't lying. We are self-built, self-made, self-sustained, self-seekers, selfish. Yo, I'm trying to get paid. My goons do it in the rain. To be clear, we are not the same. You were born, I was made. You'll spend forever in the grave. We've already spent many moons sipping cool drinks in the shade. Picture me on a stage with 50,000 fans in a riot and a frenzy don't cost me, boy. We got a sick and twisted way of coming at you every day until you see it all right. I'm glad we can see eye to eye before somebody had to die. Please don't cry. It's occasionally necessary to push a dude over the ledge so he can come to his head and know that he's not ready. I don't get ready, I stay ready. Cause the consequences is heavy. My man D said it, we'll never quit. Even though the thing's heavy, we push like a 7-7 Chevy. Boy, ready. My whole clique since 06 was on the bottom, now we running this. Grind hard when the load gets heavy. The money was slow, but now it's steady. You boys is not ready. I don't get ready, I stay ready. Cause the consequences is heavy. My man D said it, we'll never quit. Even though the thing's heavy, we push like a 7-7 Chevy. Boy, ready. My whole clique since 06 was on the bottom, now we running this. Grind hard when the load gets heavy. The money was slow, but now it's steady. You boys is not ready.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let it. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. Staring at you from afar, analyzing every scar, asking myself how we got here. Remember, this is who we are. I am not here for revenge. I did not come to make amends. Not here to repent for my sins. I just came here to win. I just came here to end. I just came here to fight. Show you everything you said I couldn't be. I became overnight. This for the blood, this is for the tears, this is for my pain and my plight. Two walked in, but only one of us is walking out of here tonight. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life.
Well, what a way to finish the season. That was awesome. I'm so proud of our guys and what they did. They went out there and executed. I got to be honest, when you face a team like Memphis, it's a little bit concerning because usually those games when you're playing an opponent that's down and they're having a bad year, you're worried that things can get sloppy, that kids don't execute, they don't take the game seriously. But man, I thought they came out and they executed the game plan that the coaches had. I was just really impressed with them not overlooking this game, but going out, playing their best, and having a heck of a last home game at El Paso Field. So I want to say props to our Irish for playing really well. I thought execution was very good. And it's hard because a lot of times even great teams tend to get slack and not play to the best of their abilities when they think they got an easy game ahead of them.
One of the things that I noticed when I came into the field is the energy level of the team, not necessarily the stands, but the team itself on the sidelines and out on the field. They were talking each other up. They were encouraging one another. The energy level was really high, and I thought and that was pretty impressive because it was apparent, from the start that Memphis has had a tough year, and that was their last game of the year, and they knew it.
Yeah.
And so, altogether, I shared the same concern, and that was unfounded because the Irish brought a lot of energy to that game.
They did. And before we get into the game, huge shout out. Something that we did I thought was really cool. I did not know we were going to do. It's the first time I've heard it, but Sydney Morales sang the national anthem, sang it live there. And that was cool. She killed it, did a great job. And that was something I don't know when the last time was. Maybe someone can tell me that we've had someone sing the national anthem live. I really think that's neat because and I think it's great when the band plays it and stuff, but there's something different whenever the national anthem, when it's actually someone sings it. And man, Sydney did phenomenal. So that was cool. That kind of added, I think, to the atmosphere of the night. It was really neat. Got everyone engaged. Great job on that, Sydney. Right. That was cool. And whoever orchestrated or let that happen, that was a good move. I like that.
Another good thing last night, I thought, Kay, was the fact that on the field there were a lot of players that maybe haven't got as much playing time, or for whatever reason they were more featured in what happened, and they stepped up, did a good job.
They did.
And so that was really enjoyable as well.
I agree. Some of those players, and we like to call them out, Colt Machina. Colt rushed for 70 yards. Now, so Colt has, I don't know if you want to call him Mr. Do-It-All, but he has played wide receiver, running back, quarterback, and then on defense he's played secondary and defensive end. That's a lot of different positions, especially for a kid that's a sophomore. But he's done so well at each and every position, knowing what he's supposed to do, what his role is. And I've been super impressed. Rushing for 70 yards, that's a lot of different positions for a young player to play, and play all of them so well. So props to Colt. I think he did excellent.
Along those same lines, you had Gunnar Turan last night. It took me a minute. I didn't know who number 63 was. Yeah. Once I figured out that was Gunnar, he playing on the offensive line. And
which is good. Which Gunnar looks like a lineman, so that makes sense. You know?
Yeah, all 135 pounds of him or whatever, but really did good. Held his spot down. Did some good work on the offensive line, and I thought really did his best work on defense, which is usually where we see him.
It did really good, and on the same lines of that, Raymond Saldivar got a start at O-line, and as always, Moses delivers. And so Raymond delivered, and he did really, really well on special teams as well, not just O-line.
Yeah.
Heck of a game. So good job for Raymond Saldivar, number 51. And we kind of get used to this, and I don't like it, and I'm at fault for this. But has Jesse not just done an insanely good job this year at center?
Year.
Holy cow.
How many times do you hear up in the stands people talking about how good the snapping is for Shamrock? And that was a conversation up in the stands last night. And so again, we've mentioned it a couple of times, but you just can't you can't do anything else on that offense unless the ball's getting snapped well to the quarterback. And Jesse's done a great job all year long. Did a great job last night, just like he always does.
One of the most overlooked positions, and I hate it because Jesse can have 99 great snaps, but if he has one bad one, that's all you want to talk about. And good thing is he hardly ever has a bad snap. Mm-hmm. But Jesse, great job. Number 54, our center, Jesse Ramus. The center was swag, doing big things. And we appreciate the consistency you bring and allowing that offense to flow. Timing is big with our offense, and he does a tremendous job.
And we all know how he does that, right?
Is the mustache?
It's the mustache.
That's right. There's power. So it's kind of like dodgeball when he says, man, it's got to be the hair. Yeah. It's got to be the mustache.
It's the mustache.
And a player that we've talked about a lot, but he keeps on getting better, number 15, Josh Whittington. Really happy for him. I got to say, for Josh, it makes me really excited because his junior year, freshman year, he just had the injury bug and couldn't, just a lot of unlucky things happen and not be able to be on the field. So for him to have a full, healthy season, he's done so well. I'm really proud of Josh. The thing I love is his level of aggression. The way he plays is not typical for someone coming back from an injury, and he's done really good. There's no hesitation. He plays all out, and I'm really proud of number 15, Josh Whittington. Fun player to watch because he gives his all. So that makes me happy to see him getting a full, healthy season in.
And I've seen Gio step up the last few games as well, but had another good game last night. You talked about it before. He has really good field vision. Mm-hmm. His football instincts are high.
Yeah.
And so a lot of things that he makes look easy really aren't easy. He just has a lot of skill.
Yep.
And so the more he gets comfortable with the game, the more dangerous he gets, and has done a good job really on both sides of the ball, primarily on defense, but we've really seen him step up on offense as well. And he's a surprisingly good downfield blocker.
He is
very good.
Yeah, and I think that goes along with what you're saying with his field awareness. He knows who to block, when to pick him up, and he's very fast. Got a lot of heart. So number 4, Gio Lopez, crazy good corner. I think when you look at a player and you try to see like what next year will look like?
Yeah.
Man, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but what we're talking about on defense, I think we'll see the same thing on the offensive side. And Gio, I see as being a huge contributor next year.
Big upside.
Yeah.
There's another one on the field too that I think would kind of fall into that category. That's Michael Reyes.
Yeah.
Big number 22.
That's right. You got it.
Playing linebacker, man, and lots of heart, lots of effort, but he is skilled. Mm-hmm. And even though he's pretty small to be playing that position, he gets in on lots of tackles. And if you notice his stats, a lot of his tackles are solos.
Yeah.
So he's very aggressive, plays smart, has a nose for the ball. He really does. So he may not be the biggest guy, but he gets to where the ball is.
Yeah.
And so I think, again, we forget sometimes a lot of these guys are pretty young. We're going to see them down the line. We're not through yet this year, but I think we've seen that improvement. And that's what you're looking for in a young team particularly. We have a lot of young guys. But he would certainly be one that I look forward to seeing for the next couple of years.
He really pursues the ball, and I think that's something unique with someone as young as he is and his size, because usually you're a little bit scarce if you're that size and playing the linebacker position, because you got guys coming full steam ahead at you. So overall, the game, I think we had a good game plan. They did not play down to the opponent they're playing, which trips up a lot of good teams. And it was just a fun night, great night to watch. And so that leans into what we're going to get into. It's our players of the game. Now, here's the thing. When you're setting records, when you're throwing for 6 touchdowns, when you have the offense and defense that we had, and we don't like doing co-awards, but you don't want to shaft any kid. And it's, if you deserve it and you go out and earn it, then you go out and earn it. And I don't think it's right to say, well, we're not going to do this one because it'll only be one person. If you go out and you earn it and you work hard and you perform and you play, then I think you deserve to get the recognition for it. So you're going to see quite a bit of co-awards on this, but when you have a game to that level, it's kind of hard not to. Our MVPs for the game is the chef himself, Philip Cook, and then touchdown Terry Minifield. I said before on the pregame show that we need to start calling him Touchdown Terry because he has more touchdowns than games he's played in, and he wouldn't have 3 more touchdowns on the night. His stats are wild, but first, I mean, Philip has set all kind of records. So Philip Cook has set the record for most passing yards in a single season. He set the record for most touchdown passes in a single season. I think he's sitting at 28 right now. And then he goes and sets the record for most touchdown passes in a single game with 6. And that's really remarkable. And 3 of those went to Terry Minifield. So this was crazy because I can't tell. Terry had 154 yards, which is wild. Think about that. 3 touchdowns. I think, though, to me, what stood out was his play on defense. He was rocking people. I mean, you're talking about bone-crushing hits. Like, yeah, some of the best hits I saw happen. He had 3 or 4. I'm going, gosh, that kid's going to feel that for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
And so he had an interception, which was great. He had a late hit I was not crazy about on that, which you'll see. And it kind of irked me a little bit, but I thought, if I want to give props, I thought him and Braxton both handled that really well. They just got separation, walked off, didn't do anything, but kind of shows their character and what they did. And I'll say this too, there was a lot of things being said on the field by Memphis. I'm just being honest. There was a lot of trying to antagonize and get our guys to make mistakes, and they didn't go for it. And I'm very, very proud of that. In that game, you saw Memphis' best player get ejected. There were some things going on without getting too much into it. I just want to point to the fact that our players, I thought, rose above that and played with some mental toughness, and I admire that a whole lot. So great job, guys, on doing that. And I'll let you get the co-offensive players of the game.
And so we are awarding co-offensive players of the game. We don't normally do that, but this was just an exceptional game by 2 exceptional players. And again, when we call these out, we are well aware, as are these guys, that this is a team sport, and that it takes the entire team. So when we give these out, and when I talk about Braxton and Rodney as offensive players of the game, well, good job offensive line, good job
takes everybody.
Blocking everybody. But Braxton and Rodney, 14-1, and they've just done this all year long. I think they're such good athletes, such good players, such good teammates. Braxton had 2 receptions, scored on both. I'm going to tell you, I think his best catch, though, he's made a lot of good catches, but
that's a hard thing.
The best catch in this game was an extra point. Was a point. It was a PAT, and it looked like the Karate Kid when he snatched the fly out of the air with his chopsticks.
Yeah,
it was just such a beautiful catch. And so not only Braxton but Rodney had stuff going on. There was catching balls in traffic, catching passes over the shoulder, run after the catch. Just great game by both these guys. And we don't do these as a cumulative award, but they've been doing it all year.
Yeah, they have.
So another good job by both of these guys. The moral of the story is, if you get the ball in Braxton's hands, there's a good chance he's going to score. And if you get the ball within 5 to 10 yards of Rodney,
he's gonna
catch it.
Yeah, his radius is nuts. His catch radius is
huge,
wild. But they have done a tremendous job, and they're just so much fun to watch. And talking about individual stats, I know this from personally talking to Braxton. Individual stats mean about as much to Braxton as the economy means to Joe Biden. Like, he just couldn't care less. Like, well, I'll say this: the only stat I've heard him ask about was he asked right after the game, "Hey, did Phillip get 2,000 yards?" Yeah. And he want to if some of the team, but the guy's a team player and is selfless. But it goes to show there's no way all this works. Even talking about down to our center, none of this works unless everybody does their job.
Right.
Unless the O-line blocks, you ain't getting a pass off. Unless Phillip makes that pass, there's so many things that go to what these guys are doing, and it's just awesome to have everyone contributing and making this possible. Yeah. Our defensive players of the game, and this is, Water is wet, and Jeremiah Luna is one of them, and the other one I think is well deserved, and he's been working at this. And to me, you mentioned earlier, had his best game, but Gunnar Turan, usually number 12, he was number 63. It's a little bit confusing, I know, but he was number 63 that night, and that's kind of a big reason too. Gunnar is not. I made a joke. He's built like a wide receiver. He is a wide receiver. But he stepped in to play O-line. We were short some guys, and he switched to number 63, had to do that, and just did great on O-line. And also, I thought that would take away from the defensive side, and it did not. He had 10 tackles, was in a lot of critical plays, and just did a tremendous job. So he's someone that, as the year goes on, is just getting better and better each game. And we're really excited to see what Gunnar has ahead of him, because too, he's only a junior, and he's done a really good job this season. So Gunnar did great, and then Jeremiah Luna continues his kill streak. I told him before the game as a joke, I said, "Hey, you need 18 tackles to get 100 before playoffs," and he goes, "Okay, I'll try to get that." And he got 15 tackles.
He got awfully close.
He was 3 shy. He got 15 tackles. And I wonder, I don't know, in the playoffs, do you think Jeremiah Luna will get 3 tackles?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will. Yeah, he'll get that.
You should talk to him before the game.
Yeah, there you go. I will make sure he gets that. So he's for sure going to finish this year with over 100 tackles, which is phenomenal and awesome. But if you like throwback players, if you like tough nose, physical, Dick Butkus style of players, then you love watching Lunatic Luna play. He plays old school throwback, hard-nosed football, and it's just fun to watch. I never doubt if he goes 100%. No, always does.
All the time.
Congratulations to Jeremiah Luna and Gunnar Turan. And so there was a lot for Hit of the Night. There was a ton. Jeremiah sent about 2 people to the hospital. Terry, I think, sent about 2 people to the funeral home. There was a lot of hits, but there's one in particular that I really liked, and we'll get into it, but I'll let you take it on the Hit of the Night.
Yeah, one of the reasons I think this is our Hit of the Night is because what we've already talked about. I think this may have been the essence of team football. Braxton Allen on a pass to Terry infield, little pass out to the flat. It's like a screen,
right?
And they set the other wide receivers out there as blockers. And Braxton was there to block for Terry. He engaged, I believe it was number 1 in their secondary, had him blocked, looked back over his shoulder, and I don't remember if it was number 5 or whoever it was that was coming up, and probably had a little bit of an angle on Terry to make the tackle. And Braxton peeled off his block, went back and just knocked the snot out of that. And Terry was able to gain another 15 yards or so before they finally brought him down. But it was just such a good block. There were so many good defensive hits, and we could easily have chosen one of those. But there's just something about a good downfield block that is really satisfying.
It's kind of that deal of like laying out for your teammate. It's just such a good team play that you just admire it, because that person is trying to block that not for them, but so someone else can get down the field. And I think that's just really cool. But yeah, that was a heck of a hit. It happened so fast that my brother texted me and said, "Who the heck was that?" I said, "I don't know," and I didn't know who it was until I went back and looked. I was like, "Gosh dang! Of course it was Braxton."
Yeah, it was high speed.
It was awesome. And then the play of the night is Rodney had a wild catch where in thick coverage jumps up, catches it over a guy. It was like Randy Moss, and he just mossed him where went up in the air, and I don't know how to explain it other than for you just to watch it because it's so.
It was suspended.
Yeah,
he suspended up in the air. So the other guy jumped and actually had a better position on the ball than Rodney did.
He did.
But I think Rodney was in the air for like 15 seconds. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if you one timed him, that's probably what it would be at. It was just crazy. So wild, incredible catch. When we talk about his catch radius is just unreal, and he showed it. That was a awesome catch. So that was our play of the night. And then to kind of close it out, and I will say it first on this, we have some senior interviews I got. Man, my apologies to Zach Harmon. Zach, I love you. You're awesome. Number 6, he was the one senior I didn't catch that night. That I got the interviews, I couldn't find him, and then I'll say this too: our guys were kind of paparazzi'd out. I remember Terry. He told me that my head's gonna explode if someone else takes another picture of me, and it was just everyone like, "Hey, can I?" And I felt kind of bad because like, man, I'm not even letting them enjoy this. So we got short little interviews with them. They were kind of eager to go and celebrate, just the night. And so their short little interviews will let you get a glimpse of that.
Braxton, heck of a season, heck of a career. So what's kind of your thoughts and emotions as this comes to a close?
It feels weird realizing like I'm never going to play in this field again. Like next year I'll be up in the stands for the one game I can make it that. So I don't know. It's all surreal.
I love these guys, and I wish I could have played with most of them more.
Still gonna miss Shamrock. I grew up here my whole life. My dad graduated from here, all my uncles did, and my grandma lived here almost her whole life. Actually, she did live here her whole life. And even if we lose a game, I'll still choose this team over any other team.
Right on.
These boys had my back since day one. The coaches, boys, all of that. The school, my parents, my girlfriend, all of that. I will never trade this. I never trade Shamrock for any other town.
I felt it went pretty good. We got a new coach, and he taught us some new things. It's a new offense. We didn't really get it at first, but we learned it throughout the season.
It seems to be clicking now. So do you have any closing remarks or words to Shamrock as you depart for your senior year?
Thank you for supporting me. I don't know. I'm just happy I finally got my shot. Just thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. It means a lot.
Thank all y'all. Thanks for trusting me because I don't know. I've just gotten better throughout the year. So I guess thanks to everybody.
There you go. All right. Well, I kind of get a zoom on this bling that you got here. Hey, look at that.
I thought that was really neat and really cool just to hear from those guys. It's sad thinking that's the last time. And I have to give a shout out. I'm gonna see if I can grab this.
What do you got?
Man, so we talk a lot about this, and I'm not doing this to brag on anything because this is how Braxton is, but it's senior night. And this touched me quite a bit because Candy comes up and she brings them and says, "Hey, Braxton got this. He wants you to have it." And when she was coming up, I thought she was going to give it to Braxton. I'm like, man, me and Braxton have we like the exact same stuff because what's in there I really like. And that guy, this is a senior night, and he gets me chicken and a biscuit, Whopper candy, Twizzlers, like the good kind. That's not like the skinny hard kind, but like the other ones. I think they're called the pull and peel. He got me Heath bars. And then he got me a card that made a grown man cry. And I thought, man, to do that, it's senior night. And gosh, that got me good. I got home, I got pretty choked up because it just shows you how selfless the guy is. Awesome kid. He's exactly who you want representing your town. And he's very appreciative. He does this. This is not just, I remember he did something really special and sweet for his Aunt Sunny sounds weird. I don't think he calls her that. He calls her Sunny Joe.
Yeah,
Aunt Sunny doesn't sound right. So with Sunny Joe, his aunt, he did a deal with a basketball presenter of basketball. I think had her name on it. He's, man, just him and these kids this is what separates, to me, Shamrock kids from other kids. I did youth ministry before in a different town, and I'll be honest, it was kind of hard because those kids were not very grateful. They really didn't care. They're too cool for school. You do something for them, or they wouldn't even acknowledge you. You'd have to talk to them and beg them to even speak to you. It was just kind of I don't want to say a stuck-up, yeah, I'm going to say it, stuck-up attitude. And then you come to Shamrock, and these kids are appreciative. They're grateful.
Good kids.
It really means a lot when you just do anything to acknowledge or give them a pat on the back for something that they're doing well. And I think Braxton is a great representative of Shamrock kids as a whole. Of they're appreciative, they're great kids, and it means a lot. Like, I don't know any kid that on senior night goes and tries to get a gift for someone else whenever it's senior night, and it's a very thoughtful gift. He messaged my fiance and he was like, "Hey, what are the snacks that Cade likes and stuff?" And man, writing a card, like, it's just neat. And this kind of goes back to, if I can speak onto this a little bit, just the selflessness of this. Back when we had youth and we had children's church, we used to have it at the same time. Now we have children's church 5 to 6 on Wednesday, youth 6:30 to 8:45. Do a little plug there. At First Baptist Church.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, there you go. We used to do it at the same time, and so we would pull youth to help with children's church. The kids are 5th grade and below, and Teresa always asked for Braxton. And usually you ask for girls, nothing against guys, but you ask for girl help and not guys. And Braxton was never on his phone. Kids loved him. He loved to serve. And it's just, he's selfless in every area of his life. You see that evident. I'm going to stop talking about this because I'm getting choked up. I'm getting all teary-eyed, but it meant a lot. Senior night was great. I love those guys. Love this team. I love Shamrock kids more than any other kids. They're great kids. So thank you to all the parents, everyone in the community that's had a hand in these kids and their life and who they are and molding them and shaping them, because there's just no other kids I'd rather have representing our town on Friday nights, from our football team to band to cheerleaders. They're phenomenal. So that's kind of my spill for that. So I'm going to stop talking about that stuff before I get all sad and mopey on this. But anyways, seniors, I love you. Zach, I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I was really trying to get everybody, but it was kind of crazy and chaotic at the end of it to get everyone. But I really appreciate Zach coming and contributing and being a part of something bigger than himself for a senior year, trying something different. Number 6, Zach Harmon, I really appreciate your attitude and being a part of the team. It's been an awesome addition, and he does a great job too. He gets the team fired up. He brings a lot of life to that. So proud of you and what you contribute to this team. So here's something that's crazy. I talked about this last week on the pregame show.
Yep.
This is the 4th year in a row that Shamrock's first round playoff matchup is against a team ranked in the top 10 in state.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too. The last 2 years before this year, we did not finish last. It's not like we're just finishing last and getting the number 1 seed. Last 2 years, we've not finished 4th. And yet we're getting teams ranked in the top 10. That's how good our district is and the district we play first round of the playoffs. And our matchup is against the 9th ranked team in the state, Groover, who has had an incredible season. They're playing extremely well. So we have them. Going back last year, we had Sunray ranked 10 in state. Year before that was Groover. They're 10 in state. 2020 was Vegas ranked 6th in state. So, because I hear a lot of people say, well, it's kind of frustrating that Shamrock hasn't had a playoff win in so long. It's tough. The district we play in and the district we have to play first round playoffs, it's hard.
Yep.
But here's the thing. This is going to be a tough game. There's no doubt about it. But there's no other team I'd rather go watch and support. I love these kids. I love the heart they played with. They bring that tenacity and that determination. They do not quit. And I don't care what it is. When you watch anyone give their all in what they're doing in their craft, and when they're representing especially something bigger than themselves and they go all out, man, you can't help but to love that. And that's just a unique opportunity that we have coming this Friday night at 7 p.m. in Borger, Texas. Right. Is actually where it's going to Bulldog Stadium in Borger, Texas, 7 p.m. Friday night, where Shamrock will take on the Groover Greyhounds, who are ranked 9th in state. But I'm excited the most, I think, to see this team, and especially these seniors, play one last game. That's what I look forward to.
It extends the seniors' opportunities. It gives some of the younger players on the team an opportunity to get playoff experience, which is important in years to come. And I'll say it again. I've said it before. High school football, man.
Yeah.
I know Groover's in the groove right now. They are. They're playing really well. Their quarterback, particularly, is going to be a real challenge. I think he's very talented, along with others on the team, but he's a real talent. But that being said, high school football, man, let's go. We'll pop them in the mouth and see what happens.
I agree. And I'll make this note too. They have a new coach this year that I like significantly more than last coach that they had.
Yes.
And seems to be doing some good things there. But I agree. Anything can happen on Friday night. And when you line up there on playoffs, records don't matter. Nothing that's been done before matters.
Right.
And it's always interesting to see how some teams will match up with others and how they'll play.
Right.
I've always been kind of intrigued by that. And I think it'll be an exciting game. And I'm grateful we get to have one more game with these guys and this team. And so we will see you Friday night at Bulldog Stadium in Borger, Texas. You gonna eat the other burrito? Yeah, there you go.
There's one more burrito in
Hey, yeah, how about that?
Do they have an all-subs in Borger?
They do. I don't even know what to make a bet off of. I don't know if I'll be able to win the bet, but I don't think there's anything.
No more bet. I'm not a betting man.
Yeah, no, really. That was a heck of a bet. Heck of a bet. Yeah, dang it. Well, here's the thing. We love our Irish, and we love seeing y'all there supporting the Irish. So we'll see y'all this Friday night. Go Irish, baby. There we go. Get one for you too.